The Bold and the Beautiful, September Shakeups, Steffi returns, and a new love triangle begins. Los Angeles is never still. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, nothing stays settled for long, not love, not power, not even family. And the week of September 15th to September 19th is about to prove that again, with major returns, fresh faces, and a game-changing romantic twist that will light up Forrester Creations. Buckle in, because this week brings everything fans crave: drama, ambition, betrayal, and unexpected passion, and there's no slowing down now. First, the moment fans have been waiting for. Steffi Forrester is back. Yes, after a short hiatus and the birth of her fifth child in real life, actress Jacqueline McInnes Wood has officially returned to the Bold and Beautiful set. And her comeback couldn't have been timed better. Executive producer Casey Cosperza confirmed the return with a behind-the-scenes photo of Wood back on set, surrounded by her on-screen family, including Tanner Novlin Finn, Sophia Paris McKinley, and Brian David Garlick. It's a warm welcome, but don't let the smiles fool you. Steffi's return is going to stir things up fast. Sources close to the production confirm that Steffi will reappear on screen by October, but her presence is already casting a long shadow over the current storyline. Finn's loyalty, Hope's boundaries, Liam's unresolved obsession, it's all waiting to explode when Steffi walks back into the room. And this isn't just about rekindling old conflicts. Her return brings a chance to shift the Forrester family dynamic entirely, especially with new players arriving in the design world and romantic battlefield. Which brings us to this week's newest arrival, Harrison Cohn, the fresh face being introduced as a young, ambitious fashion designer with a mysterious backstory and serious ambitions. CBS has yet to confirm the character's name officially, but rumors are swirling fast, and one theory is gaining serious traction. Could this character be Jack Marone, the long-absent son of Brooke Logan and Nick Marone? The show planted the seed for this possibility during a recent scene between Brooke and Nick, where they briefly discussed their son, Jack. Fans were quick to catch the mention and connect the dots. Jack, who hasn't been seen since he was a child, was said to be involved in fashion overseas, specifically at Forrester International. Now a new young designer is arriving at the main LA offices, one with a high-profile romance in the works. Coincidence? Highly unlikely. If the theory is true, and Cohn is indeed playing a grown-up Jack Marone, then the show is pulling a masterstroke, folding legacy, family history, and new romance into a single character arc. Brooke's son returning to the fold, especially as a designer under her longtime rival Ridge's roof, opens the door for endless conflict and legacy drama. Not to mention what might happen when Nick Marone returns to check in on his son, which fans are already speculating is next on the agenda. But Jack, or whoever Cohn is playing, isn't just here for fashion. He's here for Remy Price, and that's where the real emotional firestorm begins. Remy, played by Christian Weissman, is already making headlines as one half of the Bold and the Beautiful's first gay male romantic storyline. Stylish, confident, and impossible to ignore, Remy has been stealing scenes since his arrival. Until now, he's played it cool, focusing on his work, keeping his cards close to the vest. But the second Cohn's character enters the building, the dynamic shifts completely. There's history. There's tension. There's something unspoken between them that immediately draws everyone's attention. The moment they meet, the temperature in the design studio changes. Remy is thrown off balance for the first time. He tries to keep it professional, but the glances, the accidental touches, the subtle barbs, it's all charged. Cohn's character isn't intimidated by Remy's reputation. In fact, he challenges it. He's not just a designer, he's competition. And he makes it clear from day one, I'm not here to play second to anyone, not even you. From there, the tension escalates fast. In just a few scenes, the lines between rivalry and romance blur. By Tuesday, September 16th, the attraction becomes undeniable. A late-night session in the design office ends with a moment of weakness or strength, depending on who you ask. They kiss. And it's not just a kiss, it's the beginning of something that could define the next era of the Bold and the Beautiful. But Forrester Creations is no fairy tale. Ambition poisons intimacy here. Rumors spread faster than designs go to production. And the minute Brooke finds out that her maybe son is entangled with Remy, the judgment begins. She confronts Ridge, furious that her son Jack is being pulled into a political, personal, and media storm. Ridge, ever the pragmatist, tells her bluntly, if your son wants to survive here, he better be ready to fight. That's how we all made it. Meanwhile, Remy and Cone's character face pressure from all sides. Steffy's pending return threatens to upend the executive structure. Hope, still managing her own emotional fallout with Thomas and Liam, isn't thrilled about Remy becoming the new center of attention. Zende, seeing another designer rise, feels the pressure, and jealousy flares. Carter, trying to keep the brand intact amid press buzz and investor tension, urges everyone to keep personal lives private. But the genie is already out of the bottle. The story becomes more than just a workplace romance. It becomes a fight for validation in an industry built on appearances. Cone's character, whether he's Jack Marone or another new face in here to play Remy's shadow. And Remy refuses to apologize for who he is or who he loves. They clash, they reconcile, they ignite. The audience gets to see two men battling for professional recognition while navigating personal intimacy, a balance this show has never fully explored until now. There are no quiet moments. There are no easy wins. Their relationship becomes the axis around which multiple storylines spin: fashion deadlines, legacy confrontations, whispers about favoritism, questions of identity, and the brutal expectation to be perfect under the spotlight. But both men refuse to hide. And just when things begin to stabilize, the past rears up again. In a shocking cliffhanger on Friday, September 19th, Remy receives a package. Inside is a photo, grainy, old, and unmistakable. It's of him and Cone's character years ago in Milan. The caption reads, "Secrets always find a way to the surface. No note, no sender, just a threat." Remy is shaken. Cone's character denies any knowledge, but something shifts between them. Trust cracks. The romantic glow turns cold. And as the camera zooms in on the photo, viewers are left with a new mystery. What happened in Milan? What are they hiding? And who wants it exposed? The stakes just skyrocketed. If Cone's character is Jack, the reveal will rock Brooke, Nick, and Ridge all over again. If not, someone is going to extreme lengths to destroy their relationship before it fully begins. Meanwhile, Steffy is just days from returning. And when she walks into that building, she's going to find a very different Forrester Creations than the one she left. New blood, new scandals, new alliances, and a new couple fighting to exist in the pressure cooker of legacy, fashion, and fame. The Bold and the Beautiful promised something different this Fallon. It's delivering. No filler, no pauses, just non-stop conflict, chemistry, and chaos, all wrapped in couture and character depth. Whether Remy and his mystery man survive the spotlight or burn under it remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Los Angeles just got a lot more dangerous and a lot more beautiful. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, every seam hides a secret, and every runway moment can become a battlefield. This week, the spotlight doesn't just shine on fabric and fame, it blazes down on Remy Price, a man with everything to prove and nothing left to lose. The journey from edgy creative to redemption-seeking underdog begins now. After a series of missteps, backstage outbursts, and whispers of favoritism, Remy is no longer the untouchable fashion star he once appeared to be. He's on the brink. And at the center of his second chance is something even more volatile than ambition: love. Whispers inside Forrester Creations have confirmed what fans suspected. Bold storyline featuring Remy's same-sex romance is more than just progressive representation. It's the engine of a high-stakes arc with real consequences, both inside the show and out. Because this isn't just about love. It's about legacy. It's about identity. It's about a fashion house that has thrived on control, image, and dynasty now being forced to reckon with something they can't tailor to perfection: real emotion. Remy is stepping into a storyline unlike anything the bold and the beautiful has tackled in decades. And this time, the success or failure of a relationship isn't just about two people, it's about whether a bold, unapologetically queer love story can claim its space in the middle of an empire built on straight-line romance and generational power. It begins quietly, a conversation behind closed doors. Remy is summoned by Carter Walton after investors raise concern. The board isn't happy with the headlines. Social media is divided. The Remy-Julian kiss that went viral didn't just break barriers, it broke Forrester's carefully curated image for certain stakeholders. Carter delivers the message with corporate politeness, but the subtext is clear: clean it up or risk being replaced. Remy doesn't respond with anger. Not this time. The fire is still there, but it's focused now. He's starting to understand the stakes. He tells Carter, "Let them pull out. I'm not stitching lies into my life just to make a boardroom feel safe." Carter replies, "Then make sure what you create is so undeniable. They won't care who you kiss. It's a challenge, one that Remy accepts. But the road back won't be smooth." Julian Cruz, the designer who has become both Remy's muse and mirror, isn't interested in being part of someone else's redemption arc. He's tired of being defined by proximity. Dirtive whispers that he's riding Remy's coattails. He gives Remy an ultimatum: "If we're going to do this for real, you don't get to hide behind me. You show up or I walk." Remy begins to show up. He takes the press heat. He answers every question. He confronts the narrative head-on, appearing on camera in a raw, unfiltered interview for Ion Fashion. He speaks about failure, about pressure, about pretending not to care when every word, every whisper, every headline cuts deep. He admits he hasn't always made the right call. But he also says one thing that stops the industry cold: "This isn't a storyline. This is my life. Julian isn't a prop. He's the reason I'm still trying." The interview goes viral. Suddenly, public opinion begins to shift. The hate quiets down. The support swells. The fashion world, always hungry for reinvention, begins to take notice. But not everyone's applauding. Enter Sasha Marquette, Forrester International's former creative director, returning to Los Angeles with one mission: crush Remy's comeback. Once Remy's mentor, Sasha now positions herself as his rival. She calls his romance a gimmick, his design safe, and his apology to her transparent PR. And worst of all, she launches her own brand, funded by an anonymous investor and boasting a scathing campaign: real fashion. No distractions. The message is clear. Sasha is declaring war. And she's not just targeting Remy, she's gunning for Julian too. The tension culminates backstage during a charity gala where both brands are debuting capsule collections. Sasha confronts Julian privately. She drops a bomb. She knows about Milan. She knows what Remy and Julian did there. Whatever it is, and she's willing to release it unless Julian walks away from the upcoming co-design competition. Julian returns to Remy, shaken. He doesn't explain. He just says, "You told me there was nothing left to hide." Remy knows exactly what she meant. And for the first time, he admits to Julian the full truth. Years ago, in Milan, Remy sabotaged another designer's work to win an elite award. It wasn't just ambition, it was desperation. And Julian, then just an intern, helped cover it up. They promised to forget it. But Sasha never did. Julian is devastated. "You built your name on a lie," he says. Remy replies, "I'm trying to build the truth with you now." Julian doesn't answer. He walks away, leaving Remy with nothing but sketches and silence. But redemption stories aren't built on perfection. They're built on choice. And Remy chooses to fight. He completes the co-designed collection alone. He debuts it at the gala with only his name on the label. And when the final look walks, the room erupts. It's not just good, it's brilliant. A fusion of past and future, precision and chaos, masculinity redefined. He takes the stage. Cameras flash. Reporters scream his name. And he tells them, I didn't do this to win. I did this because love made me better. And fashion is at its best when it's brave. The next day, Julian returns. He's watched the show. He's read the articles. He's seen Remy take the fall alone. He offers one word, courage. Remy asks, is that your review or your answer? Julian smiles. Both. Their relationship rekindles not in whispers, but in bold declarations. This time, they move in together. They pitch a new line together. They sign their names side by side. And Forrester, once again, finds itself riding a wave of controversy and creativity that proves impossible to ignore. But behind closed doors, Sasha isn't finished. She meets with the investor who bankrolled her failed attack. The camera pans up. It's Nick Marone. He doesn't speak. He just looks at the photo of Remy and Julian in Milan, then down at a Forrester profit chart, and smiles. Because Fashion Wars 2.0 isn't over. It's only just begun. And in a world where love is power, ambition is currency, and truth is always the most dangerous accessory, only one thing is certain. You can't spell the bold and the beautiful without bold. And no one is playing safe anymore.